Time now for Morning Rounds, our look at the medical news of the week. According to the Food and Drug Administration, 3 out of 4 Americans take dietary supplements on a regular basis. But the $40 billion industry is not highly regulated.
FDA Commissioner Scott Gottlieb recently announced plans to make the most significant changes to supplement regulation in a quarter century. Here to discuss that and a whole lot more is CBS News medical contributor Dr. David Agus. Thanks for joining us.
I'm excited to be here.
Well, David, Scott Gottlieb tweeted in part earlier this week.
First of all, that just sent it. Scott Gottlieb tweeted.
Really?
The FDA commissioner tweeted was...
Stop making statements
Yes.
on our air. He was concerned that changes in the supplement market are outpacing the evolution of our own policies. Where are we now, and what are we seeking to do?
You know, 25 years ago, they started to put supplements out on the market, and there's new legislation. There were 4,000. Today, there are 80,000 of them.
Wow.
There is no requirement for them to be reviewed or for them to list what's actually in them before they go on the market. So there are some ethical, good companies out there that actually practice good, but there are many that do the wrong thing. You know, in a study recently in California, they found hundreds had real drugs in them.
Yeah.
Which was astonishing. In New York State, they filed, the Attorney General here filed, because there was sawdust or just ground up plants in most of the supplements. It's crazy.
It brings me back to that I Love Lucy episode, the Vita Mita Vegemite. Yeah.
So
I have no idea what you're talking about.
David,
I know Lucy.
You made reference the study that you're talking about, the California Health Department of Health study, which looked at what's in these things. I mean, you mentioned a couple of things, but I mean, what exactly are they putting in there, and why is it there?
In these, they took the real drug and they put it in. So they said, well, this helps with potency, and there was real Viagra in it. You don't know you're taking a medicine that can interact with other medicines.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, the problem is that you look at this industry, $40–50 billion, and none of them have been proven. None of them have an effect on a disease. I mean, Dr. Gottlieb this week said, we're taking down these compounds that actually said they're going to help Alzheimer's, help dementia, help cancer. And he tweeted pictures, you know, almost mocking it, that these companies are advertising and taking advantage of people. You know, 4 out of 5 elderly, 1 in 3 children take these. We have to step up and protect.
You talk about stepping up, and that's where we're going next. 65 years ago today, Dr. Jonas Salk administered the first mass injections of the polio vaccine to a group of elementary school students in Pittsburgh. Before the vaccine, polio caused more than 15,000 cases of paralysis every year. No cases have originated in the United States since 1979. And this is where we get to the step up. The story behind the vaccine, you were telling us about it in the commercial break. It's fascinating.
It's heroic, right? I mean, it's absolutely heroic. 400,000 first, second, and third graders were given the vaccine. 200,000 were given placebo. And this is done by volunteers, hundreds of thousands of volunteers. No pharmaceutical company, no government. The nation stepped up and took this scourge that was hitting all of us and basically eliminated it. It is the most, I mean, listen, I get teary-eyed just thinking about it. It is heroic. You know, leadership causes normative behavior change. We saw that then. We sorely need that in health and medicine today.
Dr. Gottlieb also mentioned that he might step into the whole debate when it comes to states on the actions of the laws in those states when it comes to vaccines. What's your take on that?
You mentioned or he tweeted? Commissioner Gottlieb said, rightly so, is that we need to take on people who are anti-vaccine. There are 3 states now where you can only have a medical exemption. You can't have other exemptions. And we need to say, we're seeing measles outbreaks in states. I mean, measles, these kids are not given the future they should have because they weren't vaccinated, and they could harm other kids. And so it really is a national issue that we have to step up and use these vaccines that save lives and prevent disease.
Dr. David Agus, good message to end on. Thank you very much.